This conference will now be recorded.
Cool. Hey guys, good morning. Fine. Last class, what we discussed? We discussed about, okay, this is out of box. Okay. Now, last class, we discussed about what is the Kubernetes. Okay, how the Kubernetes functionality will work. What is the master component? What is the slave components? Okay. And all those, what are the each component will do. Okay, in the master components, in the master server, we have a like as a controller manager, a scheduler, API server, etcd, like a cluster store. That means now these are the components are there. When you come to the node having that kube proxy and then kubelet and then container engine, like as that will be there in the node, each node. No, that's what we saw, that we explained for each and everything. We discussed about what is a kubectl, what is a kubelet, okay, what is the terminology we are using, what is a pod, okay, what is a pod and all, we have saw that. Fine. Now what we do, remember that much. Now what we can do today is, let's go and set up a Kubernetes. Set up Kubernetes. Now this Kubernetes we can set up in a many ways, guys. Okay. Basically, if you want to plain Kubernetes, you want to set up, there is an option for kubeadm. Okay. Plain setup for kubeadm using for cluster setup. To set up a cluster setup purpose, we are using a kubeadm. And there is another option, minikube. Minikube means the server and the slave, everything in the single server, single line execution, single mission. Now here you won't get that much effective way for work actually. Okay, single mission you can work. Even though instead of that we can have a like a Kubernetes playground actually. In online we can practice this. Okay, this is the minikube is the single mission, and this is the kubeadm cluster setup, and the vanilla like kind of what you can say plain Kubernetes setup. Okay, and if you do this only, we'll get to know that what are the components are running, how do is each component working. If you want to this component communicate, what we need, yeah, on top of it we need a CNI network. Okay, the network connectivity we required, what plugin we can use, what type of networks which are available. Okay, those we need to know. Or else if we set up like directly, we can do for EKS ETL also. EKS ETL with the EKS for create a EKS cluster in AWS. If you are using AWS, we can go for Elastic Kubernetes Service from AWS, and then AKS. If you are using Azure, AKS, and GKE. Okay, if you Kubernetes, Google Cloud, we can use a Google Cloud Kubernetes engine, like as what it is, Azure Kubernetes Service. Again, there is a EKS, AKS, GKE. There is a different Kubernetes clusters we can create from direct from the cloud actually. Instead of kubeadm, we can use in real time. We can go for the EKS mostly. Okay, if you are using Kubernetes setup, even in kubeadm also we can go, but there is a lot of lagging features are there. If you want to set up a load balancer, it is not possible with that. We need to again third party libraries we need to install. Okay, I'll show that what is the problem with the kubeadm and all. But to practice, to learning for all the components, all the concepts, kubeadm is a mandatory. And then kubeadm is a mandatory. And then in our course, what we do, we can go and set up this first. And even I'm going to show this EKS ETL in the cluster setup. Okay, how we can do within the, like this is just for 5 lines code. 5 lines code, we can create a Kubernetes cluster. Just to 5 commands, let's say. Even that JSON file, even that also you don't need to return. Just go for EKSCTL document and take that, and we can create a cluster. Okay, that we'll see that in the future upcoming classes. But as of now, we go for the kubeadm and Kubernetes playground. You can go for internet. You can practice from here. Kubernetes playground. Why this guy? It's asking this website. Okay, fine. It's a mandatory they are asking. Auth application authorized. Now you can go and you can play the Kubernetes cluster. Okay, it's very nice. You can easily practice in Kubernetes without installing your Linux machines direct from internet. Okay, taking time, man. It's taking time. That's fine. Okay, it's let's see, let it go. What we do, let's go on our setup. Okay, what we written. This got changed in the last previous setup. Yes, okay. Now there is a couple of new steps added here. This is the document actually. Kubernetes setup new. Kubernetes KVADM setup new. Is the recent document. Okay, and we'll see this. How do you set up? Okay, cool. Now what we do for Kubernetes setup? Okay, we need a 2 CPU core and at least 4 GB RAM actually. Now it's a micro won't work, guys. At this point of time, you must create a at least a medium instance for this. Okay, medium instance is mandatory. The same like as in a Sonar Cube, Nexus also we are used, right? The same way, this Kubernetes also we need a this much for only master. First, guys can hear me. Actually, there is some network issue came my end actually. Okay, cool. Now this is the medium instance we need to take, and here, and this instance, two instance will take in the micro instance slaves, and this is the one instance will take, and one master, two slaves we are gonna set up. One master, two slaves we are gonna set up this now. Cool. The next what we do, okay. Let's go and set up this. This is the one. Katakoda is visiting the beds. Go login. It's look like, sorry, it's saying that log with Google. Let me try with this authentication. How many we have? La, da, 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 da. Let's try this. This server is too much slow, man. That's fine. Okay. The next, let's go and create a new instance. And before doing this, I do one thing. Just give me a minute. Go for EMIs. Okay. Let me remove these two. Okay, cool. Volumes. If you're using any volumes. Okay, cool. And elastic APIs. Do you have any elastic APIs? Okay, it's attached with that KCTL JMS cluster 4. Okay, the CKS cluster. Okay, fine. We'll see that. Go for instances. Now I clean up this guys, all the instances. Okay, it will go. Previous batch also Kubernetes cluster setup is there here. but it will terminate now. I'll give a different name now. Okay. And in this scenario, what I'm going to do, I'm going to take for Ubuntu instance, Ubuntu 18.04, retail eligible. Anything is fine, but steps also maximum common. Okay, this free tier one, and medium we should take instance credentials, keep it as it is, and 8 GB is enough. Tags, let's make a name. Make a K master JMSTH32. JMSTH32. Let's create this name. Security group, let's keep it as it is. Like yes, let's make a K master JMSTH32. 32, I can keep it this, and there is a couple of ports we need to allow. You remember na API server, which port we need to communicate? 443, right? 443 we need to communicate. That also we saw that, and there is a few ports are there. I'll show that what are the few ports. 8443 also, that is for SSL purpose. 8443 for SSL communication for API server. Let's don't add now. Later we'll add if it not works. Okay, then it will be more clear for you guys. Let's launch it. Okay, let's launch it. Let's launch instance. Let view the instance. Okay, let it be run. See this guy. This is how this guy is going. Ali is coming like this. This guy is going like this. What's the plan, guys? Tomorrow, do we need to take class or not? Guys, what's up? Others, fast, guys. 18 people are there, na? Just respond it fast. 2, no. 3, no. Weekend session. No. Not available. Sitaram, what's the plan, man? Are you promise your girlfriend to go somewhere about? Okay, just kidding, guys. Fine. Okay.
Going out with family.
Yeah, family will be there, man. Even me also family. I booked for I given promise to my
Yeah,
girlfriend to go.
I'm married, Madhu, so there is no possible ways to go with the girlfriend.
Okay, that's cool, man. Okay, guys. Okay, we don't have any option, right? Yes, we don't have a class tomorrow also. Okay, enjoy your new year. Okay, and we'll meet on next Monday. And anyway, next to 2 weekends. Okay, 2 weekends maximum, 3 weekends. In January end, your course maximum will complete. Okay, yes, fine. Now let's. I'm planning for some more extends course for this batch. Let's see Helm charts and Argo CD also. If possible, I'll take. Okay. And not only you, entire my students, all previous batch students also. For next year, this is the one I'm gonna add in my course again. Let's see. Okay. I connected instance now. Oh, that is a more important nowadays, man. Really. This Terraform, Kubernetes, Argo CD, Helm charts. This is the 4 are more topmost important, and Docker also. Ansible gone actually maximum, most companies not using now. Okay, fine. Now let's see how we are gonna see this document one by one step go. Login AWS account, I know that. Take a server medium instance, I took that. And these ports are we need to open. We'll open that later. 6443, okay, 443, no, 6783, 6784. We'll see that what is the ports for this, okay, later. And the next is this access the Kubernetes server console using SSH. I did that. And updating the packages for the repository. Okay, I do that. Guys, listen carefully, yeah? One by step by step. Who is available in Bangalore, guys? Is anyone available? Is anyone, you guys, available in Bangalore? Okay, this is done now. This is certificate. This is also installed now. Okay, this is for dependencies, APT transport CS certificate call. It's everything is done. Okay, then next, let's add a Google Cloud. Okay, public signed key. Okay, this is for what? Google Cloud public signed key means this Kubernetes for there only, right? That's what. Okay, public signed key is from Google Cloud. See, Google Cloud means this is google.com, cloud.google.com. This is we can. Oh, okay, let's add this. Okay, fine. Next, what we do? We are gonna add this repository in this source list. Actually, we don't have this package. I'm gonna download this package and keep it. I'm creating this file. This file. Okay, and I'm keep it into this. Okay, as of now, if you see source.list, there is no file in this. I'll show you what I'm doing. Okay, if you can see here, in the source.list file, we don't have any files, right? What I'm gonna do, I'm gonna creating one file that Kubernetes where we need to download Kubernetes all this repository list. Let's say like that, this file we created cat kubernetes.list. If you can see, this is the line like a Debian package where we need to go or where we need to website and then what we need to be download. Okay, this is the one added. And the next, update the mission. If I update whatever this package is there, this will gonna install for us. Oh, yes, is missed. Okay, that's done. See, this is the one security. This Kubernetes, this package is updated. Okay. The next, install a Docker because this Kubernetes KubeADM we are setting using Docker only. Okay, like as all these components. Okay, you already knows, right? Jenkins we set up, Nexus we can set up, all we can set up as a Docker, right? The same way, this Kubernetes components like as API server and controller manager and the scheduler, etcd, everything we can run as a as a container. Okay, in this setup. Now I'm gonna add this Docker into Ubuntu group. Okay, and because you don't want to ask the sudo command every time. Okay, then what I'm gonna do? Let's create a service mkdir1 folder. I'm creating like as for what we do. This is systemd, Docker service. But when you're booting, it will be automatically start my Docker. That means okay. And then I created daemon.json file now here. This daemon.json file, what I'm going to do, I'm going to add this C group and systemd and which network I need to use. This is the latest option, guys. Earlier it was not there. Now it's added now. The previous setup when I'm doing this is not there. Copy this entire command at a time. This will be where to create a direct file actually. what happened? This T command, you guys know, right? This T command, what it do? It will print in a console as well as file, both, right? The T command, we saw it Linux, right? T command will be used for print in console as well as file. Now this will be this data. End of the file means this file will be stored. This data will be stored into this file. That's it. Okay. Now copy this. This will print in the console as well as this print in the this file also. You can see that whatever we mentioned now, this exec, this is what this will be stored into this file. Is it clear now? And next, start the and enable the service. Now I'm going to start the Docker demand reload and Docker service. This is Docker I set up. Okay, these are the Docker setup. And the next, restart the Docker. Enable Docker. Now this is like this is a Docker. If you set up in a Docker container you want to run, this is the method. And you want to run for the again CRIO containers. This is the again you need to set up like this. Those options. By default, Kubernetes uses the container runtime interface CRI to interface with the chosen the container runtime. If you don't want to specify the kubeadm automatically, tries to detect the installed container runtime. If you don't want that time, that scenario, what we do, we need to set up for this. Okay, which one you want? Now, then what I do, you can refer this document which I'm taking from this commands. Okay, even if you want deploy Kubernetes cluster Ubuntu with kubeadm. Okay, this is a document I've written from there. Okay, the next, even this document, this official document, you can refer the latest one. This sorry, look like something has gone wrong. This way, we'll see later. See, this is the commands, guys. Okay, this is exactly what we are doing. Installing runtime. This is the what we are doing right. Okay, kubeadm, kubelet, all those. This is the even. This is exactly we call executed. This is exactly we are doing now. Next, configuring C group driver. All this. Docker container the CRIO. This earlier it was supporting only Docker, like they are allowing. Now they added recently. This is the recent updated document. It what they are updated this. November 6, 2021. And now this is last modified one, but this is recent added this option. The previously we are not doing all these steps. Okay, that is the one. And the next what we do, let's go on where we are now. Here, right? Now set up install the Kubernetes related packages now. apt, like as install vim I'm installing, git I'm installing, curl I'm installing, wget I'm installing, kubelet I'm installing, kubeadm I'm installing, kubectl I'm installing, Kubernetes CNI also I'm installing. All these packages I'm installing. Okay. When vim git also whatever we don't want, you can ignore. See, all these packages I'm installing at a time. Okay, done. The next, then it's a mark as a hold. You can mark it as a hold for kubelet, kubeadm, kubectl. Okay, make it a hold. And let's what we are going to do, let's open this Kubernetes config file now. This file will be created under the system ready. Open this file. Open in a sudo, and at the end shift G, shift A, enter. Welcome to last. And this is the environment, and we need to add this C group in this file. This is the environment variable for this file. Now create this environment. We are creating this installing Kubernetes C group driver and systemd. C group driver equal to C groups. Now save this file and confirm the installation on kubectl. Now check for the what are the version is installed now. kubeadm version, kubectl version. Now this is installed successfully. This major version, minor version, git version, and then this is the kubeadm version is installed 1.231. 1.231. This is the minor version. This is the major version. Major version is this. Minor version is this. Clear now? 1.23 we installed. 1.23 latest version we installed. This is the latest Kubernetes version. And the next, disable swap space actually. What is a swap, guys? What is a swap? Swap space? What is that? Okay, basically, if for example the RAM is full, let's say. Okay, the RAM is full, then your application will be use this swap space to run your application like as a RAM actually. Okay, the swap space I'm offering that swap space and create. Now after this, what to do? Let's whatever we set up, whatever we install this, we can use this kubelet. Okay, and then a Docker. We need to the other. What we can do, in slave also we didn't require. Then for that reason, what I'm gonna do, instead of installing again, I'm gonna go this instance. I'm gonna create action and create an image. Create an image now, and I'm gonna k master jmsth32. I'm creating one image here. Give the description. No reboot. Just click the no reboot. Don't forget this. If you not clicking this, what happen now? When you creating this image, your system will be reboot. Then again, kubelet will be now it stopped actually. Again, when you try to open the kubelet command, don't work. Then again, you need to reset the kubelet again. A kubeadm reset you need to do. Again, you need to do kubeadm init command. Then we can do again all the stuffs. Okay. Now, as of now, just don't do all the stuff. Just mention the no reboot option here. Create image. Now it will be here. If you're not doing this, this will be the connection time whatever. It will reboot the your instance. Now after this, what we do? This is we are done. How to create? This is the images. You can refer this. And after that, let's install the kubeadm in it. Initialize the kubeadm now. Now kubeadm in it. It's saying that you are not a root. Control A. Let's make a sudo kubeadm init. It takes time. Just pulling required for a Kubernetes cluster. Okay. After this, what we do, it will give some commands. Okay. To start you using your cluster, you need to run the following regular user. This user we need to create. Okay. Now create a .cube user home. Okay. Execute this. At the next sudo cp and execute this. IO. Okay. This is the conf file, admin conf file. I'm copy to this .qb2 config file and give the permission. Change the owner to this file. Which user it is there, that user will be go. This id.u means what command it will what will give this. This is the user id will give. Okay, this is the user id. And the next, what is the group id? This is the group id. Again, this is also same. just the group ID, group user. Okay, which user which we are using this .config file. That current user only, that is. Okay. Even if you want to know that, we can open for cat, sorry, etc.passwd. Passwd. If you open this, and it can grab Ubuntu. If you can see the Ubuntu, this is a user ID and group ID. Okay, fine. Now the next, we have done the kubenet command, and this will give this. This is what long back actually when we are in the 1.14.2, that time I executed the same. Okay, it will give the same kind of commands. Okay, we have taken this. Okay, and the next, after this, even though if you go a little bit up, okay, and there is a one command, kubeadium join command. Copy this command and keep it here. Okay, this is the server 64343. This is the API server. Okay, we need to communicate with this. Okay, and this is the your Kubernetes master IP address, and this is the token. This is the token. And next, what we do? Then execute a kubectl get node command. Let's see how many nodes are there. I clicked, man. It's waiting. Now see, its master node is not yet ready. This control plane master node is not yet ready. This is not yet ready. Not yet ready. To make this ready, what we do? Let's see. To connection the port, if you see this error, basically, what do you mean? You should execute these commands. We already executed this command. Then that's the reason we didn't get this error. If you get this error, means you need to execute these commands. We already done that. This is done. Again, what we did, we have tried this, but this is not yet ready. We are not yet ready now. It is not yet ready. What we are doing now? Check all the pending pods. Now, what we do? This is a kubectl get nodes. We know this. What is a kubectl? Kubectl is a command line tool to manage your Kubernetes cluster. Okay, and kubectl get nodes. This is for give the nodes. Okay, and kubectl get pods. We already knows, right? What is a pod? A pod is the atomic unit of work. Okay, application that which is running inside pod. Okay, and hyphen all namespaces. Okay, basically, what is the, if you want to get the namespaces, kubectl get ns. What is the ns means? Even this also remember, very important. They will ask us what is the default namespaces will come. Default kube node release, kube node lease, kube public and kube system. Kube public and kube system, kube node lease. These are namespaces are there, but all components, if you can observe here, in kube system is the default namespace are to set up for all this our kube scheduler, kube proxy. Okay, kube proxy is the daemon set for which running for every node. Okay, to assigning a IP address to the pods. Okay, and if you see kube controller manager, API server, etc. Understand? And this core DNS. Core DNS is the network to communicate all this. Core DNS is the network to communicate all this. Is it clear, guys? Clear now? But this is a pending state. If it is a pending state, our master node is not ready. Our master node is not ready. But all four components are ready in here running. But this network is not ready. To make it this network ready, we need to install a plugins. What are the network types and Kubernetes are available? There is a many types. Let me show that. Even this is also very important question. Okay, guys, this is nothing. Okay, just I'm showing for everything. Don't think too much. Okay. Okay, if you can observe here, see here ACI, okay, Antria, AWS VPC CNI network for Kubernetes, Azure CNI for Kubernetes. This is for if you are using their Calico. This is the one people are using. Calico, Cilium. Most okay, Cilium I never see, but Calico people may gonna use it. And the next, ConTube, Coil, Contail, DNM, NM, Flannel. Okay, Flannel also people are using. Flannel, Calico mostly used. Jagger, okay, and then Cube Router, and these are all plugins. These are all plugin. Wave network from okay, Wave net from Wavebox. This is a Wave network also as a one CNI plugin. These CNI plugins we need to set up. Okay, fine. This what are the any one of the CNI network plugin we need to install. Then only this master node will be come up ready. Then install the any one of the CNI network. Here in this case, I'm installing the CNI network for which one? Wave CNI we are installing. Wave CNI I'm installing. Now what I'm going to do? Let's switch to the root user now, because this IP tables we need to make it this one. CN network. Okay, like as net bridge bridge this IP tables we need to make it to one. Then only it will allow. Then again switch to the Ubuntu user again back. Okay, go to cd command and execute this command. What this will do, I'm exporting Kubernetes version using kubectl version. What I'm doing here, let me show this. Let me execute this command. It will, sorry. What it will do, it will get the Kubernetes version, it will be encrypted. If you're not encrypted, what happen now? How look like if you're not encrypted? It will show this version. This is the one will give us. If you want to encrypt that, we can encrypt that base 64, using encryption, base 64 encryption, we can encrypt that. Okay, the system will understand, or else this will, if we give this, it won't understand. That's the reason I'm making the encrypted version. And now if I mention this complete thing, what happened? This encryption key I'm going to store into this variable. This variable I'm setting as an environment variable. And if you see echo and dollar cube VR, if I mention, this is the one which we are set up. Earlier it was multiple here, right? Now it was into that table row. If you set up, it will come in the like as full lines. Actually it's not divided here. Next line. Clear, guys? Clear now? Understand? This is a variable I'm going to storing this Kubernetes version. Why we need this, I'll tell you. Now when you do the apply, and this is the website which we have all our Kubernetes wave networks are available, and which version Kubernetes you are using, we need to tell the system. For that purpose we are creating this variable. How to deploy any Kubernetes application? We are using a kubectl apply command. Kubectl apply command. Let's apply this. Now from where this internet will be download, basically this is the available for wave network for this path, and it will be download and will be installed for us. Kubectl apply. If you want to deploy anything, we need to use the kubectl apply only. Okay, and means if you want to deploy pod, if you want to create a service object, deployment object, anything, any Kubernetes, if you want to run any application, if you want to run any application, this is the way we need to use kubectl create command or kubectl apply command. Two commands you can use. Understand, guys? In a Docker run command we are using, right? The same kubectl apply here. Kubectl apply, kubectl create. Either we can use any one of the command. -f means that file actually. Now this is the service account is created, cluster role binding, role binding, daemon set, all those will be running for us now. Now when you do the kubectl, this time kubectl get pods. One second, I typed -, all namespaces. If you can see, this core DNS is up and running right now. Up and running right now. Now what we do? We can use the kubectl get nodes. If you can see, our master node is ready now. Our master node is ready now. Our master node is ready now. Clear, guys? Clear now? Sir, what are these many steps to install a Kubernetes master? Yes, ma'am. It is there. And each and every, for you guys, it's very simple. I make it this document, right? And to set up in like normally it's very, very difficult. Okay. Without this setuping, you can't practice anything. You can't practice anything. Okay. That's reason we set up it. Okay. Now kubectl get nodes we are done. And the next what we do? Let's see that all namespaces. What is the namespaces means? We'll discuss this another subject. Okay, what is the namespaces? There is another one concept in Kubernetes. We'll discuss. All namespaces means basically, let's say this Kubernetes is the one village. Let's say namespaces means one home. Understand? No? In namespace is called as a one family. Okay, that is a called as namespaces. That virtual cluster. Let's say virtual cluster we're calling as a namespace. In a cluster, again small cluster, that is a namespace. Inside the namespaces there is couple of applications are there. In a village there is a one family. In the family there is a multiple people are there. Okay, those are the that people means here applications. Now that is we are calling as a namespace in Kubernetes. Okay, and now if you see here, all are running fine, and then that is the reason our Kubernetes master also will be ready. Clear, guys? Understand now? Okay, then next what we do? Here the CNI wave network has been installed and then result in the master blah blah things. Okay. We already created one EMI, right? Go and see that EMI, what happened. Go for EMIs. This EMI is created now. This EMI is available. What I'm going to do, go for instances. I'm launch instances. Go for my EMIs. This is my EMIs you need to select. Select this my EMI. Sir, first of all, tell me, sir, why you created this EMI. Remember, guys, now if I create a AMI means what? Amazon Machine Image. Like as what you can say. Now let's say you want to take your backup. What you guys will do? Basically, you put the hard disk and you can keep the all the data we can in the hard disk, right? Clear na? Now here in AWS, if you want to take that entire instance backup, we need to create a image. Now what happened? Whatever the softwares we install in that mission, everything will be come to this is a new mission. We no need to install again. Like Kubernetes will come, and Kubernetes will come, and Kubernetes will come, and the next Git will come, Vim will come, everything will come. Whatever we installed in previously, the same thing will come to here. Clear na? Docker will come. You don't need to install the Docker again. Everything like this, it will simple for us. Or else again the same commands we need to execute. Is clear, guys? What I mean? Understand or not? That image, what is meaning of image? Okay, now what I do that your own AMI and then T2 micro instance. Sir, see in this scenario, you don't need to specify the which OS. Basically, the what are the AMI says that is the default OS. Okay, here if you use my AMIs, this is the one which I just created. It will go to instance type. Micro instance is enough for nodes. What I'm going to create the two nodes here. I give the number 2, add storage, 8 GB is enough, and each instance 8 GB. That means okay. Like I'll mention this later. Let's delete this. Okay, let's keep it this. Give the name kmaster kslave. Oh, large user also 32 man. Okay, review and launch it. To communicate this, basically we need to some open couple of ports. Let's see. Let me come up. I will see that.
Yeah, Madhu, we have created, we have installed a master in Ubuntu, right? And then we are selecting AMI as an R slave.
Correct. That also Ubuntu only.
Oh, okay.
That's whatever the master OS is, the same thing will come here.
Okay.
Okay. Now refresh this, and these two instances are created. Let's say k slave 1. Okay, and select and mention this another name, k slave 2 instance names. And connect the slave, connect here. Now by default here, guys, be careful. Here when you create a AMI, by default username is a root will come. Okay, what is the Ubuntu username basically? What is the username of Ubuntu? Take a new window. What is username, man? For Ubuntu, what is user? Ubuntu only, na? Now that is done. Now let's Control L, clean up this. Let me connect for other node also. Now this is a two nodes I created, and first what we do next? If you can see Docker is installed or not, you can check now. Just for Docker engine is there or not, if you want to configure. No, Docker is there, right? And if you see this, no, Docker is there. Right? Now the kubelet also, so everything is kubeadm, everything will be there. Now what we do? This kubeadm giant command need to execute. That's the reason. Kubeadm, you need this slave also. This is the command we are going to execute in the where? In a slave node. This kubeadm giant command. I need to go for this slave, and let's execute this. This need a root sudo command. I forgot to add sudo because this need a root. Okay. Control A sudo command. Okay. And next here also sudo and sudo enter. To communicate this, what is the port we need to open this? Access outside. This is the master 6443 is needed. Okay, in this master node, go for 6443 port we need to open. Then one me anywhere. And let's it will move on. Okay. Now this is done, and now this is also done. Then what you should do? Just go and do what command to. What is the command to get a node information, guys? What are the nodes are there? How many slaves? How many masters are there? What is the command? What is the command? kubectl get nodes. But man, you guys will be ready now. Everything like that. Okay, now see here what happened. We have a install for inner one master, two slaves are ready to serve now. Are ready to serve now. And kubectl get pods. Do we have any pods? We don't have any pods. We don't have any pods. We don't have any pods in a default namespace. By default, if you deploy any application, it will deploy in the default namespace. kubectl get ns. See, this is the default namespace are there. And then this is ns means you can type the full name also, namespace. Yes. Namespaces or the shortcut name is the ns. The lazy fellows, we can use lazy ns. Lazy fellows, no, smart fellows we can call. Clear now, guys? Clear? And then you can get a pod. We can use the PO, and like a service object we can use the svc. Okay, deployment object we can use the deploy. Okay, and and again we can use the persistent volume demand set, and then what you can say, job and cron jobs, all those we can get the same here. Okay, we'll get all this in the further classes, you don't worry. As of now, only one command you guys should be remember to get a nodes. kubectl get nodes, remember these commands. And to get a pods, kubectl get pods, you can do the pods. And you want to see the pods in all namespaces, we can use the, I think, capital E also will work. No need to mention hyphen all namespaces. We can use the hyphen E. No, this is the what all namespaces what they are running. What they are running now. This QB proxy is running for every node. Is a daemon set. Okay, this is the team. That's what we are set up. We told now, like as every this QB proxy and wavenet both will run on the every mission. This also is a daemon set. This also is a daemon set. Okay, every node, how, what is the daemon set again, we'll discuss in the further classes. Okay, there is a concept called daemon set in Kubernetes. We'll discuss that. Clear, guys? Clear now? And till now is clear, right? Now that is two commands you can remember, and further lot of commands will come. First of all, I'm gonna explain for what is the pod, what is the replica set, what is the service object, what is the deployment object, what is the daemon set, what is the job, cron job, namespace. Okay, all those. Okay, one by one if you're learning now, then you will get to know all the maximum components. Okay, maximum components knowledge you will get. Fine. Next, what we do after this, once we are done, this is everything is done, we are ready to go and done. Okay, and if you can see, till now is done. Parts, all namespaces, everything is up and running now. If you want to create a dashboard, what you guys will do, just create a kubectl apply and this dashboard. Means Kubernetes dashboard you want to set up, you can use this command to set up. This dashboard will be created for us. This all the objects will be there. So namespace, service account, service object, secret object, config map. Okay, secrets, config map. This is very important question. What is the difference between the config map and secret? What is secret object? What is service object? How many types of service objects are there? Okay, those we can always ask the entry question. Cluster role binding. Okay, at the deployment object, service object, deployment object. All those will be there. We'll discuss that each and everything is a one by one. Okay, and now get the service system here. All namespaces. Now if you can see here, it is the default namespace running Kubernetes, and this Kubernetes system is running kube DNS here. Okay, and then this dashboard is running on the dashboard namespace. Okay, this is the dashboard is running for 443. Okay, what I'm gonna do, this Kubernetes dashboard, this is a cluster IP. Basically, I just told now, these service objects having a different types actually. Okay, this is a very important question. Like as in Kubernetes, how many types of service objects we have? One is the cluster IP. Remember, cluster IP, node port, load balancer, external name. 4 actually. Okay, you can say the 4. Now what is this? What is this? Now basically cluster IP. We can do practical this, further going on. Node port, load balancer. Load balancer, these 3 types. And there is external name to communicate for one namespace application to external namespace. These are the type, external namespace. Okay, now external namespace, external name, sorry, not namespace, external name actually. External name. Clear? This is external name we need to use. This is the types we have. This is the types we have. Now what we do? Because cluster IP, if you have the service, you can't access outside. The same way in Kubernetes, if you're not exposing outside of that port, you can't able to access, right? Yes or no? You remember, na? In Docker, run -p, outside port, inside port is there, right? No, cluster IP means inside port. If you want to access outside, we need to publish externally. The same way in Kubernetes, we are using a node port. Okay. How to change this configuration cluster IP to node port? That we'll see now. This is the object. Let's get this object. This is the kubectl-n. This is the namespace. This is the namespace. And get, this is the service object. That is service object is what? This is the service object. This is the service object. And then let's get. Now this is the only one 443 we got. Okay. And the next, let's edit this service object. Instead of get place, we are using a edit. That's it. Go here. This is the YAML file. This Kubernetes, everything is YAML file. Now there is a here cluster IP, right? Now what you should do? Let's change for okay. Change for here what? What we do? Here N is the capital node, P is a capital port. We need to change to the node port, cluster IP to node port. Okay, then what you do? Change this. Save. That's it. When you save, you can do. Let's get the again same. If you can observe here, it is this 443 is pointing to the external name. It was 32425. What is this? Okay, now let me this node port. Very important question, guys. Okay, what is the node port range in Kubernetes? What is the node port range in Kubernetes? 30,000 to 32,767. This is the IP range will be by default. We can do any IP range 30,000 to 32,767. That is the IP range. That is the port range. That is the port range in the node port. That is the port range in the node port. That is in randomly, it's giving any one of the port actually here. Randomly, if you want, we can fix that port also. As of now, random port we are choosing here. Let's just keep it this. I'll show you like as how to set up your own node port in your applications. I'll show the next further classes. Is it clear now, guys? Clear now? And the next what we are going to do, then go for this is we got, and take a port and a number and allow to security group. What is the port here? This is the port 32425, and go to master node and allow this port. Save the rule and go to your instances, master, take this master IP, okay, and 32,467, right? 425, right? 425, this port, and this should be accessed via HTTPS URL, but my browser won't allow me. because this one, this guy is more serious about, to access this URL. One second, guys, just a confusion. Why? 32425, right? 32425. 32425. 32425. Here you go. Why this? Why this came out now? Why? Who asked to came out this? It's not attaching again. Okay, I attached again back. Now it is not reloading now. What I'm gonna do? It should show some error actually. Thirty-two four two five. Oh, it's not coming. It should definitely this browser won't allow basically. Basically that port, that one won't allow basically. Now let me go and open in the Firefox, because uh, this is the unsecure, right? Unsecure means we are not set up SSL any certificate. That's the reason it will allow. At least that error should be so, but it's not showing. Why? Is everything is running now? Something error will come. Not like this. 32425. Now what we do? Let's do one thing. Okay. To access this outside, maybe there is a dependency ports are there. What should I do? Let me this 32 425 443 we already allowed, right? 443 we already allowed, right? 443 we allowed already. The next what we do? There is a Kubernetes. Now there is a, we need to allow for, this is a kubelet API to communicate 12050.257 and 257, and then inbound rule 6443. 6443 we are allowed, right? 6443 we are allowed. This is, and worker nodes 12250 we need to open. And inbound rule 30,000 to 32,067 we need to open. Now what I'm going to do, I'm going to allow this port in the worker nodes actually. Go for slaves first of all. That port comes from the nodes, right? Because that will deploy in the application where the nodes, right? Go to here instances. Even go for slave. Go for security group here. Add the inbound role. Like even if you want, you can specifically specify the specific port also. That's also fine. Or else we can give this range also fine. Okay, that is this range also fine. Or else like the specific port also you can give. Okay, let's save this one. Now what we do, there is a few ports are there, I'll explain. Okay, now there is a few ports need to be open. That is for networking ports, that wave networking ports. What is the wave networking ports are here is basically this 67836784. This, you know, that if you can observe here 67 in UDP. I think that for what is a dependency for here. Okay, first of all, what I'm gonna do, get pods for all namespaces. This is the problem. The container is not running. The Kubernetes dashboard container is not running. Okay, because something we did wrong. That's what I intention got it, Madhu. You know why? If you want to see the last kubectl, describe if you can see here -n describe -n this name, that -n is a namespace. Unknown command, okay, command describe command is wrong. Array control A, describe pod name, describe pod name, create a sandbox RPC code failed, the sandbox container, CNI file setup pod, net plugin with here field. What we need to do, this pod application is not running. For slave node, what I'm gonna do, for slave, let me allow for 6443 port and then 8080 port, these two ports in a slaves. In a slave node, let me allow these two ports. In a slave node group, this may be the port issue. Inbound rule, edit the inbound rule, add the rule, this 8080. Let me do 800 and then anywhere IP. Let me save this. Okay, the next which port here we need to allow 800 and then 6443, right? Go for instances again in one role 6443. Anywhere, let me see the rule. The Kubernetes is not running. Now let me delete this pod and let delete this pod. Hyphen namespace. When you're doing this namespace, you must give the namespace, or else it will be take a default namespace. I deleted these two parts. Let's see. Again, when I take 7 seconds, it is time taking 10 seconds. Now, if you can observe here, the port is that issue. Okay, 443 port and then 80 port 8080 should be opened in a slave nodes. If you can observe here, this is running now. Clear, guys? What I did actually, that port you guys can be decide for to add before that, 6443 800 port. Okay, now it is allowing that ports must be communicate with the master node. You need a that two ports need to allow. Now open this. Let's refresh this. Now this is the one. Yes. Now this is the one. Come. This it won't allow in browser. This browser you need to use the Firefox, and because this advanced option, this guy will accept and risk, but that guy won't allow actually. Now there is a two ways to option to log in actually. This is the token and kube config option. Now either you can enter the token or kube config. To get a token, what you should do? Execute this command to token. If before going to execute this, what are the things you should create? You should create a service account, command and proxy. Enable to access the dashboard using kubectl command. You can use the kubectl proxy. You can execute this. Oh, I should be running in the background. You should be running in the background basically. That will be running in the background. Okay, the next, this will be running in the background. Yes, okay. And then I create a one service account here. Don't think too much. This is a dashboard. What is the service account and all? I'll explain. To access one user for, like as here, in Linux, we are creating a users, right? In Kubernetes, what we do, we create a service account. Okay. We create a service account for specific specific here, but that specific service. What service? What is the owner of this? No, admin user. Name is admin user. Namespace is for what? Kubernetes. I'm creating one user for this namespace to access and without asking any permissions. Okay, that is the service account means. Okay, so it's a kind of a Linux user. kubectl apply. If you want to deploy this kubectl apply, we can use the -f and then service account.yaml file. Once it is done, the next what we do, we need to give this permission for this user. Okay, cluster role binding. Okay, this account, this service account is created. We need to give the permission for that role. Okay, now create a cluster role binding to service account. Now for that what we do, don't think this is a API version, what is this and all, we'll discuss further guys. Okay, we'll discuss what is the syntax this. Now first, if you want to explain this, you should understand from pod actually. Okay, this is dashboard setup. Just understand this, just create as it is. Okay, don't think too much now here. We'll discuss from pod. Okay, then only we'll understand very easily. This is simple. This is service account and this is the dashboard, and I'm gonna give the this user for this permissions actually. I'm assigning that permission to this user. And the next, deploy this. And the next, now from this namespace, this object, from this admin user, service account admin user, I'm getting the one token. Okay, now this token, copy this token till where, this ubuntu, till ubuntu. Okay, till ubuntu, copy this, don't copy this ubuntu till ci here, right? Maybe you, this token may be vary for you. Okay, go to here and then kubeconfig, you can token, sorry, here, select and then sign in. This is a password for that. Now here we will get for Kubernetes, brand new Kubernetes dashboard, and this is the cron jobs, this is the jobs, this is the pods, this is the replica set. Okay, this is the ingress, this is service object, config map, persistent volume, secrets, storage classes, cluster role bindings, and cluster rows, events, namespaces, network policies. Okay, this is the objects for entire our Kubernetes. This is the Kubernetes objects. Only this much. Only this much. We'll discuss cron job, daemon set, deployment jobs, pods, replica set, stateful sets, ingress, service object, config map, secrets. We'll see like as one by one object for the further classes. Now this is why this dashboard is needed. Even the without dashboard also nothing to worry about this dashboard setup guys. Okay, this is extra stuff to see in the UI level. You no need to set up a dashboard to deploy your application. Not at all required. Not at all required for us. Okay, understand now? Skip the dashboard setup for practicing purpose. Later you understand, little bit pod and all, then later we can set up for dashboard. Understand, right guys, what I mean? You can ignore as of now. And to allow this dashboard, you must, this is the ports you need to allow. And these ports, there is a few ports are there here, 678384 UDP TCP port. To edit anything, to get a logs or anything, we need these ports, the wave network ports actually. These are 6783 6784 ports are wave network ports. 83 and 6784. Now this one. This one. Okay, this is the wave network ports. Wave works for right. CNI port, that is. Okay, that's, if you want, you can use this. And the next is, okay, this is the slave ports, only 80. That 32,000 that is required or not, that's fine. You can keep it. and 22 port is SH port, and the 6443 for to communicate for outside, and then 8004 for to access outside of your application. Okay, that is the port we need to allow in our slaves. Clear, guys? Okay, and we'll see in the further classes, pod and then replica sets, and then deployment one by one we'll go. Just try to install this, okay? Without this TBA, don't install dashboard if you don't want. Okay, I'll show you the dashboard way, and even further you understand something, object level, you can set up for dashboard. This is a dashboard is extra. To deploy your application, dashboard is not required. Fine. Okay, guys. Then fine, guys. See you then, Monday class. And happy New Year, guys. And then happy weekend too. And we'll see you on a Monday. Bye, guys. Bye. Bye.